This is Dennis Sanders, the pastor of First Christian Church, Disciples of Christ of St. Paul in Roseville, Minnesota. And this is the weekly check-in. Hope you all are doing well. It is the day before Thanksgiving. I am actually in my office recording this. My husband is downstairs busy trying to get the house ready for relatives that are showing up this evening. It is one of my favorite holidays, actually, and I look forward to taking part in Thanksgiving. But this week has also been a hard week. We've had the news has been punctuated by two mass shootings that have taken place, one in Colorado and the other one in Virginia. We woke on Sunday morning to learn the news of the shooting that took place in Colorado Springs at an LGBTQ bar. The shooting took the lives of 5 people and left others injured. Now, we don't have all of the news yet about this. Things change. It's not all, we don't know everything. That said, at least at this point, it appears that the shooting might have been motivated against LGBTQ people. And that is unsettling. It's unsettling for many in the LGBTQ community, myself included, and people that I know, friends. It's unsettling because, of course, many of us have been at LGBTQ bars, and things like this you don't want to think can happen. And if it can happen in Colorado Springs, can it happen somewhere else where I'm at? Then we also had the shooting this morning, on Wednesday morning, at a Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia. It appears 6 people died there, including the shooter, and the shooter actually was a worker there. Now, these tragic events remind us of the world that we live in, a world that is punctuated and by anger, by hatred, by loneliness, by unspeakable grief. It is a world that is not right. There are problems. And to use an old religious word, there is sin. This coming Sunday is the first Sunday in Advent. And Advent is those few weeks before Christmas, the 4 weeks before Christmas, where we basically prepare for the coming of God in the form of Jesus. All of the texts, most of the texts that are appointed in the lectionary for Advent, all really in some ways try to talk about the state of the world that we're in, and that it is not well, and that we long and for comfort and for rescue. One of the texts that is going to be this Sunday and that I'm going to be preaching on is from Isaiah 2, 1 through 5. And it has the famous phrase about beating swords into plowshares. And the passage was written in the context that it was written in was where you have the Israelites facing some very challenging and actually pretty dark times. The days of the salad days of David and Solomon are long gone. The kingdom had split into 2, actually, and the northern kingdom had already been conquered by the Assyrians. And the southern kingdom is barely hanging on. And the Assyrians are breathing down their neck. And it is in the midst of this that the writer shares this passage of hope. It is a promised future, a future where there is peace. You know, looking at the news from this week, there is a lot that can be said about these two shootings. In fact, there hasn't been a lot that already has been shared about these two shootings. As followers of Jesus Christ, we hope for a time when people don't learn to be violent and to hurt others. And we also don't simply hope for this, but we have an expectant hope, a participatory hope. We look to see where God is active, bringing about peace, and we join in. I'm not here to say how that happens. I don't know. There are many different ways that that can happen. But I am saying that we believe in a God that can bring peace, that is the author of peace. And we as a community, as Christians, are on the lookout to see where God is active, where God is bringing that peace. And we join in to make that peace, that future, a reality. We're in an interesting time this week where we are looking forward and backward. Tomorrow we will sit with family and friends and for Thanksgiving meal. And Thanksgiving is in some ways a way of looking back in our lives and giving thanks for family, for friends, all the things that are important to us. Advent in some ways is a time of looking forward. It's looking forward as to a hope for a better life, a hope that we have, especially as Christians, in Jesus Christ. So I pray, dear friends, that you will be looking forward and backward in these coming days, that you will give thanks for what God has given you, but that you will also look forward to see and hope towards God's peace, and that you will find ways of being active in joining in God's peace. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Have a blessed Advent. I'll see you next week.